It's hard to control the second-hand embarrassment when you look at that clip from Meghan and Harry's polo day out and how their couple dynamics is not like a normal couple. And it's even more unsettling because of reasons you're about to find out. Welcome back, my body language buddies. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy, and it would be great if you join us by just liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that bell. Let's get down to it. I have to say that this clip got me completely by surprise. Yeah, the Harkles have been involved in quite embarrassing moments, but at least there has been some intention of behaving, well, not like clowns. The clip you are watching was shared on Sunday, May 22nd, and the date is gonna be important later in this video. What we see is, apparently, Harry's team celebrating a victory after a polo match at the Santa Barbara Polo and Racquet Club, the venue that has been hosting their encounters lately. The first question that comes to mind is, why did Meghan feel the need that she should be up there with the team? There's no one else up there besides Nacho Figueira's daughter. You might remember that Nacho Figueira is one of Harry's longtime friends, if not the longtime friend, that has been supporting him so far, and I think that's one of the reasons why they keep hanging out together. But Meghan's presence here is invasive not only with the sharp contrast of how she's dressed, compared to the team's uniforms with the background, but because she's the only one with huge sunglasses. Well, that completes the discount Disney villain look. Now, the most relevant gesture here is the moment that she wipes what we believe is lipstick from Harry's mouth. Well, I understand that every woman likes to see her man nice and tidy, but they have just finished a polo match, so it's not like they are going to be smelling like Chanel by that point. Also, there's no way anyone could spot the lipstick smear from that distance, and what's more, that is not a gesture that we've seen Meghan doing to Harry in other times, so it was an outlier gesture that looked motherly. And it wasn't the only time Meghan looked like Harry's mother at that event. Because there's also this clip that is a bit hard to spot in terms of what's going on, but when you see it enough times, you notice that Harry was talking to one of the attendants at the polo match. You know, usual stuff. You're hanging out in an enclosed, private, secure environment, so it should be no big deal to reach out to the Duke of Sussex, right? Wrong. Two things happen here. First, the Harkles bodyguard gets in the middle of the conversation like Harry is, I don't know, the president of somewhere, and right at the same time Meghan, holding his hand, pulls him away from the conversation. Now, I have literally lost count of all the times I've covered the exact same situation in which Meghan just makes Harry break any contact with the person he's talking to, like a mother telling his son that they are ready to go. And speaking of mother, well, she's got the looks for the job. Now let's go back to Meghan's kiss to Harry in that split second. I must say that I found it strange, but I just couldn't wrap my mind about what was off about it. Thankfully, I've got the best followers on Twitter that are quick to point out that this absolutely looks like that episode of Friends when Susan Sarandon's character told Joey this technique. When you're going to kiss your on-screen partner, make sure you cover their faces with your hands so the public's attention is gonna be on your face. That's exactly what the Duchess did here. And you cannot tell me that it's such a coincidence that she also managed to display the ring that has an L of Lilibet on it. Some kind of teaser for the Queen finally meeting Lilibet over the Platinum Jubilee celebrations? You bet. This is the kind of displays that we are used to see with the Harkles, a carefully planned show for the media. And I mentioned that Harry and Nacho are really good friends, and there is this picture that speaks for itself. It's always important to try to spot the way bodies relax with each other. And the focal point should always be the shoulders. If we start from their shoulders, you'll notice that they are relaxed with each other. You can feel that absence of tension, feeling absolutely comfortable. There's also this signal of being confident with their mutual proximity in the sense that their heads are almost touching each other and Harry's face is turned directly at Nacho. And these are signs of convergence, and it's a great way to define the relationship between two people. Other signals are also easy to spot, like the fact that they are displaying genuine smiles, that Nacho has his arm over Harry's neck and shoulders, and Harry is reaching out to touch his hand. Again, so many signals in just one picture. But then we have to address what is being said about that trophy they were raising because they apparently won the competition that day. Remember, this was shared on May 22nd, and there is a very good reason I told you the date was important. The trophy they are raising is the Leslie Nixon Memorial. Now, what is so interesting is that this Charity Championships final was not on Sunday, May 22nd, but it was 1 week later on Sunday, May 29th. So this means that the cringe clip that you just saw is cringe not only because Meghan was cosplaying Diana big time and behaving as such, but also because they lifted a trophy that they had not won yet. And I'd like to tell you that they did that in front of an empty field or not that many people, but the reflection in the trophy itself reveals that it was full attendance at the moment, so the embarrassment was complete. And you might be asking, who came up with the idea of lifting a trophy that they hadn't won yet? And yes, it's a rhetoric question because of course you already know the answer. It was Meghan. When you watch the video in really slow motion, you can spot that it was Meghan who did the initial gesture of grabbing the trophy. Now, what was Harry doing at that moment? He did what is called a reflection, a gesture that is just a mirroring of what the most dominant person does. I have mentioned it in other videos. Meghan is, by all means, the dominant one, and Harry usually just ends up going with what she wants. Well, you know, what Meghan wants, Meghan gets. But again, one thing is that Harry follows through with Nutmeg's impulses, and a very different one is that Harry's teammates obliged to go with this nonsense. Now, the only explanation that one can imagine for this is that the Netflix cameras were rolling and they had to add the finishing touch of raising the trophy that they had not won, just to be sure that they got the shot. Well, even if it couldn't be more cringe. It fits the narrative that Harry is like a British Hilaria Baldwin, that he's well adjusted to his American life and he's enjoying every minute of it, and he's practicing the sports that he used to love in the UK, and of course send the signal to the world that he's winning in any way. Because all that we've seen so far is whining and a lot of it. So it's just more of the same. They're not interested in building a real reputation, the one that takes years to craft and nurture and work until people know what good can expect from you. But no, they're relying only in the smoke and mirrors and pray that nobody notices. That's why I tell you that Harry is way past the point of no return. He's willing to do anything for exposure, even if it means an outrageous claim that they won a tournament in front of an entire audience of attendants, just to secure a shot for whatever fly-on-the-wall documentary they are working on. And that is a signal of what is to come, and we don't know what kind of repercussions could this have with the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. But one thing is for sure. The Harkles are willing to do whatever it takes to steal the limelight from Her Majesty the Queen. You can always help me spot topics to analyze, following and tagging me on my Instagram account. And if you want to refine your observation skills, all you have to do is download my 100 body language tips right in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas, and it will always be a pleasure, my body language buddies. Much love and bliss.